Today's task is to spend time in nature. It's interesting that a lot of self-love challenges have spend time in nature. A lot of wellness challenges have spend time in nature. A lot of meditation challenges have spend time in nature. Gratitude challenges, spend time in nature. Spending time in nature is one of the big ones in terms of general well-being, because there's physical benefits to being in nature, just breathing in fresh air and getting in a lung full of oxygen. But there's also mental benefits of being in nature, which is we become calm. Interestingly, there's a ton of articles that tell us that being in nature makes us calm, but not many of them that tell us why. And it's true. Very often, especially in the early days of me starting this journey as working as a Swamini, when things would get overwhelming, I would go for a hike and just spend time in the mountains with the trees and the sky and the clouds and sunsets, and it definitely does heal. It calms us in that moment, and it tends to have a lasting effect. Maybe the physiology of it. But for today, the challenge of spend time in nature is a lot more than just physically being in nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, when Sri Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that divinity is all-pervading, it's absolutely everywhere, and that we can recognize divinity by looking at the splendor in the splendid, the power in the powerful, the brilliance in the brilliant, the wonder in the wonderful. If we really want to connect, not just physically with nature, not just emotionally with nature to make us feel good, but if we really want to connect, then the deeper we go within us, the deeper that connection is. And the deeper our connection with nature is, the more it's going to nourish us and fulfill us and inspire us. Nature already inspires us. Even if you think of fashion and you think of colors, we see those colors in flowers and in maybe the coral in the ocean or in birds, and then that color combination or that gradation of colors, it inspires. It's so beautiful and it grabs our attention. And even works of art, right, whether it be music or paintings, nature inspires. But the deeper the connection that we have with it, the more inspired we can be. The deeper the connection we have with it, the more we're nourished by it. Just breathing in oxygen is nourishing, and seeing green for us is nourishing, and the sunlight is vitamin D. But when we see divinity in nature, then it doesn't nourish just our body and our mind. Then it nourishes our soul, because it connects us to the very core of our being. So today, spending time in nature is not just appreciating it, but recognizing it as a manifestation of divinity. In chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says that divinity is air and wind and water and fire. All these things we see. Its splendor, its power, It's intelligence. So often when we're in nature, we can recognize the intelligence of the earth, of ecosystems, of a power far greater than us, keeping everything in order and endlessly creative in its variations, loving ourselves is going deeper. It's not just enjoying or appreciating, it's revering and reveling and adoring. And in nature, we can do that. In nature, worshipping through our adoration and gratitude for all the beauty we see is easy. Spending time in nature is worship. That's our task for today.